Are you thinking about trading in the California sunsets for the heart of the Midwest? Before you make the move here to Cincinnati, Ohio, there are a few key differences you need to know when transitioning from the West Coast to the Buckeye State. Whether you're looking to escape the high cost of living, searching for new job opportunities, or just craving a fresh start, moving from California to Cincinnati, Ohio could be the move you've been waiting for. In this video, we're going to dive into some of the major differences between California and Cincinnati, Ohio, so you can make an informed decision about your next move. If this is your first time here, I'm Angela, and today I'm going to jump in and get straight to the point. The first difference we're going to discuss is probably one of the most obvious: the cost of living. If you're coming from cities like LA, San Diego, or San Francisco, then get ready for a major change. Cincinnati's cost of living is a fraction of what you'd pay in California, especially when it comes to housing. You can get a lot more bang for your buck here in Cincinnati, whether you're looking for a cozy bungalow, a suburban home, or even a luxury downtown condo. In 2024, the median luxury home value in Cincinnati was about $800,000, compared to a whopping $3.5 to $4.8 million in California cities. And the overall cost of living in California is about 30 to 40% higher than what you'll find here in Cincinnati. For those interested in a more detailed breakdown of the costs here in Cincinnati, I have a video that goes into depth on the utilities, groceries, gas, and more. You can check that one out after this one, and I'll be sure to link to it in the description box below. And while we're talking about the cost of living, let's dive into the housing costs a little further. It's probably no surprise to you that California is known for its high real estate prices, especially in major cities. The median home price in California in 2024 was around $800,000, and the median home price in Cincinnati was around $280,000. Clearly much more affordable here. In the last year at the time of this video, almost 8,000 single-family homes have sold throughout the Cincinnati MLS in Hamilton County, with a median selling price of $275,000, or about $170 per square foot. The median home was a 3-bed, 2-bath, about 1,600 square feet, built around 1955. The median days on market was just 4, as the market here in Cincinnati was really competitive and is still staying strong as we start off the new year. At the time of this video, there are about 1,500 single-family homes on the market, with a median list price of $291,000, or $178 per square foot. The median home currently on the market is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about 1,600 square feet, again built around 1950. So let's say you're moving from a median California home for $800,000, and you want to know what you can get for about the same thing here. Well, at the time of this video, there are currently about 40 properties on the market in the $750,000 to $850,000 price range. And the median home is a 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom, about 2,800 square feet on a 1/4-acre lot, built around 1988. Just a quick search online shows that about 5,000 properties are in this price range in California, but only about 1,000 of those are the same size as what you'll find here in Cincinnati. And I noticed looking at the map that most of those are inland and not in the major cities. And of course, we can't talk about the cost of living and the homes here without mentioning property taxes. Cincinnati property taxes are a little bit higher when you look at the percentage basis, but because homes are far more affordable, your overall property tax bill will be significantly lower than in California. A few key points here are that California taxes are 1% of the assessed value, plus any voter-approved local taxes for schools or infrastructure, and they can only increase at a max of 2% per year. With the exception of if you just purchased it, it can adjust to that purchase price. In Cincinnati, taxes are primarily determined by the county and school district that you're living in. Hamilton County, where downtown Cincinnati is located, is around 1.25% of the assessed value. Plus, there can be an additional 2.5% to 3% depending on the school district you live in. Another difference is that Ohio property taxes are based on the assessed value, which is determined by the county auditor and assessed every 3 years. You can see a larger jump in property taxes if it's a reassessment year, as compared to the more stable capped rate of no more than the 2% annual increase in California. You can check out my video on property taxes after this one to understand Cincinnati's property taxes a little bit more in depth, and I'll be sure to link to that one in the description box below. Are you considering a move to Cincinnati? I'd love to help you find the right place to call home. So feel free to give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email, or book a Zoom call today. All of that information is on the screen right now and can also be found in the description box below. I'd love to connect with you. Okay, now back to it. Now let's switch gears and talk about the weather. California's year-round sunshine and mild winters are hard to beat, but Cincinnati's weather is definitely a bit more unpredictable. While you won't get cold and snow all year round, Cincinnati winters can get pretty chilly, with snow and ice being common from December to February. We actually just had 10 to 12 inches of snow here, which made the top 5 for the most snowfall in a 2-day period since 1917. It was fun for the first few days, but then the below zero temps set in, the wind chill, and I know I'm not the only one ready to see the snow melt. So if you're moving here, you'll want to make sure that you have a vehicle that is prepared to go in the snow. So investing in new tires or front wheel, or better yet, an all-wheel drive vehicle would be a wise decision. Plus, you'll want to account for having higher potential heating utility bills in the wintertime. And if you're like me and you do not have a natural gas option to heat your home and you are using direct electric heat, these cold winter days are really expensive. So most Cincinnati residents, like myself, really enjoy the changing of the seasons, as those tend to be the prettiest and most rejuvenating times of the year. I especially love seeing the tulips emerge and the dogwood trees blooming in the spring, and the fall can be just as beautiful with the changing leaves and the cool breeze offering a reprieve from the hot summer days. During the summer months, temperatures can climb to the 80s and 90s, which might be the norm for some of you moving from California. But one difference that you might notice is the humidity here versus the oppressive desert-like heat found in some places in California. Although, as a lifelong Cincinnatian, I think the humidity can be just as oppressive, if not more so, but that's just my opinion. For those of you that want a break for the monotony of the year-round mild weather, you'll embrace the many seasons of the Midwest. Plus, Cincinnati has more balanced precipitation throughout the year, which leads to more vibrant and consistent greenery. Many parts of California experience dry spells and droughts, which can affect not only the landscape but also water availability. And these dry spells can also fuel wildfires that occur frequently throughout the state. And as many of you in California know right now, these wildfires wreak havoc and can be unstoppable. That is not something that is typical here in Cincinnati because it's typically not that dry here. Occasionally, if we have a dry period, there may be warnings out to limit burning things or having fires, but I have never once heard of anything major happening in terms of wildfires here in this area. So while California receives only about 22 inches of precipitation annually, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana, we receive 40 to 50 inches of precipitation annually, so about double the amount. All right, so next up, let's talk about the food and the art scene. If you're a foodie, Cincinnati definitely won't disappoint. From farmers markets to food trucks to casual breweries to upscale dining, there is a huge variety of places to try. You may have heard of Cincinnati chili, like Skyline chili or Blue Ash chili. And while it might be a little bit different than the chili that you're used to, it's worth trying. While Cincinnati can't compete with the top tier Mexican restaurants in Southern California or the fresh seafood along the coast, the city has been undergoing a culinary renaissance, with many new restaurants and farm-to-table eateries opening up. Plus, you'll find a lot of locally sourced ingredients and Southern hearty influences like fried chicken and barbecue. And while the Queen City might not be Hollywood, there's still plenty to brag about. From the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra to nationally ranking museums to Broadway shows at the Aronoff to summer concerts at Riverbend, it's a city that values the arts. And if you're a lover of music, theater, or visual arts, you'll find plenty of entertainment. And if you're into sports, there are a wide variety of sports teams in the area at professional, collegiate, and high school levels, all worth watching. At the high school and collegiate level, you'll find long-standing rivalries, and sometimes if people ask what school you went to, they don't mean what college, they mean what high school. Anyway, we're not done yet, but I wanted to say thanks for checking out this video today. If this has been valuable to you so far, would you hit that like button and subscribe now? And while you're at it, share this video with someone you know. All right, now one more thing I want to touch on is the approach to education. While both states follow state-based standards with testing, California has a higher number of charter and private school options. Here in Cincinnati, while there are some charter schools and plenty of private schools, there's a stronger focus on neighborhood schools with many quality public school districts. Ohio tends to have a stronger emphasis on traditional core subjects, and many schools place a big emphasis on sports. Whereas California tends to be more comprehensive in its approach to specific subjects, especially tech education, environmental science, and the arts. Cincinnati is generally more affordable for education than California, even for the private schools. And one other distinct difference is the diversity within the school districts. California schools tend to be highly diverse, with students from many different cultural and linguistic backgrounds. And they tend to have more bilingual immersion programs or STEM academies due to their size and resources. You won't find many bilingual immersion programs here in Cincinnati, as they have failed to prove very successful. And one other thing I want to touch on here is homeschooling. You might not know this about me, but I homeschool my 3 children and have done so since 2016. Overall, Ohio's homeschooling laws are more flexible and less complicated than California's, with just a simple notification being sent to your local school district before the start of each school year. While parents here must have a high school diploma or equivalent, there's no additional requirement for teaching credential, and parents are free to choose the curriculum they want, which provides more flexibility. Ohio is also flexible on how parents meet standardized testing requirements, allowing them to submit alternative assessments if they prefer. Unlike California, there's less emphasis on strict oversight. So if you're thinking about homeschooling, or maybe you already are where you live, but they have more strict regulations, then just know that Ohio tends to be more flexible overall when homeschooling. I'm always happy to help you get connected with other homeschoolers in the area, and if you have any questions about homeschooling, so don't hesitate to reach out to me about that. There are also several higher education options here in the tri-state area, so whether you're looking for a world-class research university, a smaller personalized college experience, or a technical career program, Cincinnati's higher education system offers plenty of opportunities. So I'd love to hear your thoughts or questions. What do you think about Cincinnati? Would you make the move from Cali to Cincy? Drop a comment below and let us know why you'd make the move. Then go ahead and hit that share button and send this to someone right now. Moving from California to Cincinnati is a big change, but it also means a new adventure in a vibrant city. Whether you're looking for affordable housing, a strong sense of community, or a fresh start, Cincinnati is definitely worth considering. If you're ready to make a move, reach out to me right now using my contact information that's on the screen. I'd love to hear from you.